Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador. I'm back with another Rikers Island story. I want to explain to y'all why, in my time on Rikers Island, this one house, one main, was the most feared house in the whole C-74 Rikers Island adolescence. One main, house of pain. Make you want to blow out your brains. This was the most feared and dangerous and most talked about house in all of C-74 adolescent. The reason being was because this particular house was a high classification house. Some people would go there right after the box, but not all people. I was lucky enough to not have to be in one main. You know, that shit really a battle test you. I mean, all the stories that I heard about one main. Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you. First off, one main house of pain was a heavily police house, meaning that police ran everything. Police were in charge of who get to run the crib. They're telling you that you run the crib if they choose you. They were in charge of who gets to be on the team. The people there were only allowed to go to them and give their opinions. They were basically in charge of everything. They were in charge of who gets spanked, who get beat up, and what time they get beat up. And they were the ones buzzing your cell open, allowing 2 to 4 people to run into your cell, put you in a chicken wing / full Nelson, and they'll beat your ass and make you with it. But the thing that also made one main so dangerous and violent was the fact that these were always a bunch of very high classification dudes. Dudes known for cutting. Almost everybody in there ran their own house. So now you ran your own house, you leave in the box, and now you going into another house with a whole bunch of dudes that ran the house or was on the team already. So the competition level was high. And there will always be constant fights every day if the police were not in charge of everything. But it comes with a price. My first video to kind of go viral was a video where I was talking about how the COs helped the Bloods kill a Crip. Rest in peace, Ice. I got a video that I just put up talking about the most gangster Crip that I ever seen in C-74. This is what I seen with my own eyes. But from the story and how bro died, I would really say that Ice was the most gangster Crip that I ever known of at my time on C-74. You know, this dude was a renegade. He came into one main, like I said in that video, and he wasn't about to be no day room dummy. So the COs they buzzed his cell open, and then the Blood dudes went in there, and you know, they put him in the chicken wing / full Nelson, and they beat him to a pulp, and he ain't snitch. He ain't go to the clinic to get checked or nothing. His lungs collapsed in his sleep, and then he died. You know what I'm saying? Just for all them niggas to snitch on each other anyway. And then the CO probably got the least amount of time or the least amount of punishment. So y'all was serving the police for what? Just to catch an extra murder charge and get kicked out of Rikers Island? That was stupid. But anyway, you would have a lot of high classification dudes in one main. So there would be a lot of fights if the COs were not in charge of it. You know, like I said, I used to be in one lower, which is right under one main, and I used to hear cells buzzing open, and I used to hear people run up in cells. They're talking about, say you with it, say you with it, say you with it, we're gonna kill you. Niggas getting beat up. They talking about CO, CO. COs can hear them, not coming to help him. Getting beat up. And I'm talking about, it wasn't a whole bunch of little niggas in one main. Like, when you see them walking past you in the corridor, a lot of these niggas is big niggas. A lot of these niggas is niggas that's locked up for attempts, murders. They done been on the island at least 2 years already, you know, so they been bitten. They knew how to do this shit. But everywhere you go, you always hear about one main house of pain. Some dude thinking he mad tough, he going to one main, now he washing people's underwears. He going to one main, now he getting slapped up. He going to one main, now he getting extorted out of everything he owned. His mother's hard-earned money. His girl hard-earned money. You know what I'm saying? Like, from what I see, one main house of pain will often be a reality check for a lot of dudes, you know. This literally was the most feared house on Rikers Island. C-74 adolescents, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to go there. I didn't want to go there. Had I went, I'd have found a way to survive, you know. I probably would have just waited for the sergeant or somebody to come, and then I would probably just snuff the biggest dude in there, allow the house to jump me, and then I'd have got moved somewhere else. That's probably how I would have handled that. There's no way I'm staying. Because if these dudes would have really put me in a full Nelson and really tried to beat the shit out of me, I probably wouldn't have made it home. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd have got me a sharp pencil or a pen, being that most of the material to make a shank or a sharp weapon. By the time I got to Rikers Island, most of that material off the radiators is all gone. You know, it's straight just pipe. Straight just radiator pipe. All the metal and shit that you could sharpen and rip off, gone. Because in the 80s and 90s, the 90s early inflection of the blood era, they was the one making majority of the shits, them and the Lion Kings. So all I would have had would have been a sock full of 20 pieces of Cold Craft soap. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I would have dealt with that. But yeah, so one main house of pain was the most feared house in Rikers Island, and it's because of the heavy police presence and the high classification of the dudes going there, because a lot of these dudes already had houses. So competition for control of the house was high. That was another Rikers Island story. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.